Bitcoin and Ethereum. What's his next move? Let's find out in the chart, shall we? Oh my goodness. We are back again today, and Bitcoin, man, it has bounced off of clear support here, as you can see, right? Is this bounce going to turn into a W, or is it going to turn into an M and then flush everybody out? We're going to talk about that and Ethereum, how Ethereum, oh my goodness, like railroad tracks. If you don't see what the railroad tracks are, I'm going to explain what the railroad tracks are. You can see them here, sort of, and the clear textbook railroad tracks here. And we're going to explain that and more. And what does that mean for Ethereum investors, and how to trade that kind of basically candlestick pattern. Yeah, and if you're interested in trading, well, guess what? I have some news for you. You can head over to buybit.dj15.com and sign up instantly. I want you to do that right now. Pause and hit sign up. And yeah, and you could get a bonus. Get a bonus, not earn it, but get a bonus of $1,650, right? For a limited time. So make sure you sign up for that, right? Because you want to get paid. All right. Also, sign up at femex.davincij15.com or btcmex.davincij15.com. Woo, yeah. Wow. Well, you know what? The news cycle is like better than the TA. I swear to God. And we're gonna be talking about some crazy news that's gonna go, oh my God, this is so bullish. This is unreal. Yeah, it is unreal. When it comes to crypto, we're at the cusp of a paradigm shift. And I know, we're gonna talk about that, right? I know you don't like to hear that because it's like always the top of the market, right? But we're gonna talk about why I feel it's a paradigm shift, and this is not the top of the market. All right, so if you're excited about that, make sure you watch all the way to the end, right? Because you wanna watch this exciting episode. And, right, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, bell button and all, right? We need to do that. What's it called? The blockbuster video one more time, right? Just so you guys know exactly how to do that. Like, subscribe, bell button, and all kind of thing. But that's probably for next show. So yeah, and don't forget that this is, financial entertainment, right? It is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting your hard-earned money into the market. All right. Let's head over to the TA for today. Okay, let's clean up this mess. Let's see if my Control Z works. Yes, it does perfectly. Alrighty, look at that. There you go. A little bit of a railroad tracks here, but you know what? I'm not going to count this one because it didn't quite make it nice, clean railroad tracks. But it was almost, and it completed only on this candle over here. But we can see that we're headed in the upwards northerly direction now here. You can see that there's a little bit of a W-ish pattern here, but on the R side, the volume profile as well. So you might have want to look for something bullish to happen on this thing. And if we turn the 13 EMA on, you can see that we're below the 13 EMA, and this thing was turning bullish. So this was like, a little bit of a risk, right? You probably would have to, and I think it's still a risk, because if you're in this trade and you're trying to trade this after this this green candle here, you're in a little bit of a risk zone until we were past the 13 EMA. To say, okay, yeah, we're turn bullish for sure. Right, for a little while at least, right? So looks like that's the case here, but easily this can actually just go and mess you over. So how far can this thing go? Look for a short, I would say, for sure, without equivocation, right? At the 61.8 or the 78.6. You can see there's more resistance up here, so that we can probably get up to the 78.6 and then fail. So that's where you would probably hit in a short, because there's most likely Bitcoin is set to roll over here. And yeah, there might be a little bit of a M-ish, or I would feel that there's going to be like a little bit of an M-ish thing happening here before we actually break down. I think the target, first top stop target, is still the 61.8 down here at 49,000. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way the ball bounces. Looking at the daily, let's go out to the daily. You can see that the bands are starting to roll in and tighten up. That's on the daily, and you can see we have decided to expand the band on the 4 hour, and the hourly is reversing a little bit, but this is actually going to shrink the band as we go higher. If we only go to the 61.8, the band will stay at this width, but if we go to 78.6, it will shrink it quite a bit if we roll back down. The band should, over here on the daily, right? Wow, you can see the daily. We have to do something here. The daily has to come and do something like this. Woof, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. For us to go bullish on this thing, right? That's what has to happen. Now, whether or not we're going to continue, looks like the 13 AMA is going to be some resistance points. So don't be surprised if this turns out to be right over here. It turns out to be a false breakout higher, so we might be only going up to 61.8 for today, and then we'll finish off a little bit lower. Doubt we'd get railroad tracks. Doubt we'd get that. Maybe we will, right? If we do get railroad tracks, that means we'll probably head up to the 78.6, but I don't see that as a possibility. It's too much in today's environment for Bitcoin. Now, doesn't mean that Bitcoin's done. Doesn't mean Bitcoin's done, because remember what I said. This is a paradigm shift for crypto. Paradigm. And we're going to talk about that in today's episode. So stay tuned for that. And make sure, right, if you're trading this, right, if you want to trade, right, you head over to either Binance.DaVinciJ15.com, buybit.DaVinciJ15.com, sign up, right? Remember, right, you could just sign up, right? And it's easy to transfer money into these accounts, right? Because you don't have to transfer actual dollars. You just have to transfer Bitcoin to any of these accounts instantly, and you have money there. No need to connect your bank account. No need to let your bankster know what's going on. No need to let your government know what's going on. But I'm not trying to advise you not to do that. All right. So make sure you comply to all your tax regulations, right? And don't blame me if you do not pay your taxes. And then of course there's btcmex.davincij15.com as well. Okay. Sorry to interrupt in the middle of the stream, but head over to blockfi.com/DaVinciJ15 and you could earn $250, also 8.6% on your crypto. Of course, know your risks, and you'll be able to trade crypto over there. Also get access to a credit card, allow you to spend your crypto. Links are in the description below. Let's head over to Ethereum. Ethereum's railroad tracks. So what are railroad tracks is I'm sure what you're asking. What is railroad tracks? Well, it's basically when the market, right, does either it goes up straight and the candle body and then comes back down, and the candle bodies themselves, right, are basically even. So basically they close close to even as well, or they open close to even, and you can see them right here, right? So for example, a green candlestick opens at the bottom and closes at the top, right? You see that right there, and then you see the red candlestick opens at the top and closes at the bottom. Now, if this happens, right, this called the railroad tracks happens, to confirm the railroad tracks trade, right, you have to say, okay, it's got to break the lower wick of of the lowest wick of the last two candles. So this right down here. So right here, right there, right there. That's confirmation that, hey, this thing's going down. Yeah, we're going down, right? And sometimes you don't have to have railroad tracks exactly with two candles. Normally traders only do with two candles, but trust me, this works even with three candles. So if you see three candles that kind of make a railroad tracks, and this one did, right? That's also a bullish a factor of the railroad tracks. Now, unfortunately, this thing, this is what Ethereum does to you, man. Look at that. Look what Ethereum does to you, man. It does to every single person on the planet, right? It loves to psych you out, right? Loves to psych you out. So that was the breakdown point, and then it broke on this close, and you're like, yes, we're going down, and nope, F you boys. And then it came back to give you a chance to get out of your short, right? But you were probably like liquidated city here, this thing, right? And so it was brutal. It was like, chop you out central here. If you were day trading this thing on the 4 hour, just absolutely killer. But that's the way the ball bounces with their Ethereum. Now, as we can see, we're reversing, so we have to look for something positive to say where this thing is going to go. And honestly, you have to go down to the shorter time frames, right? You can't do anything here. There's not much to do here. You can see there's a nice W. Yeah, there we go. See, that's all you can do on the shorter time frames here, right? You can't really do much with Ethereum, right? With the higher time frames, they're really brutal and shake you out a lot. So, and they also in the lower time frames. I mean, it's not like impossible for it to do the same thing on the lower time frames, but you get a better chance at it. Crack at the bat. So we're at the point where you're ready for a trade here. You're ready for a long trade, a nice long trade on Ethereum, right? Right here, easy long trade, right? With clear target, clear stop losses, and there you have it. Your 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade for the day for Ethereum. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Fortunately, we're seeing, right? I'm a little nervous here because what do I see here? Right? Even though we got a trade, I'm a little nervous about this trade because this is not good. This is not indicative of an upward movement here. And so if we go to the higher time frames, I'm sure we're not going to see. We're going to see the exact same thing. Yeah. So it's a little concerning here, right? We're having downwards movement here, but that's, we got to wait and see, right? This could this volume all of a sudden could spike quickly, but doubt it. I wouldn't. I would like. Although this trade is probably going to be a good one, I'm probably going to hold my. I'm gonna sit on my hands on that one because of the volume, the lack of volume, the lack of oomph. Going over to the daily to see what we've got, right? We're consolidating, right, on the daily because we went above the Bollinger Band. We've come back in. We're consolidating. We have more room to run on the dailies, right? More room to run to get this. Even though we're oversold here, this thing can stay embedded and it's oversold for a very long time. Overbought. We're overbought here, and this thing can get overbought for a very, very long time. And you can see there's no divergence here on the daily, so this thing can continue its run. Same with the volume on the daily. We can continue our run higher and higher. We might check this trend line a little bit, but other than that, this thing has some more legs to go, and we can see this thing probably go up to the $4,000 mark area. Looking at let's see here. Oh yeah, this could be a nice AB equals CD right here on the daily, right? Let's go with that. And then clone that. Oh, it looks like we already met the target. There we go. Yeah, thought so. Yeah, I remember looking at these charts and saying there's no AB equals CD. We've already got to hit the target for that AB equals CD here, and prices in the consolidating in that area, as you can see, near that target. So, is there a target higher than 4,000? The higher at the $4,000 mark? Well, let's take a look at fibs here. So, since this is a very important pivot point, let's go with 3.618, and as you can see, that's a $4,000 mark up there at 3.618 as the next stop target should we continue higher. It's not very strong supporting information of a $4,000 target, but there it is. Okay, but what is strong, let's get into those strong ones in a second, right? Make sure that, you know what, if you're not watching this live, you make sure that you do get a chance to watch this live, right? By subscribing to Pandora's wallet. And also, let me tell you a secret, right? Subscribe to Pandora, log in, you can get a free subscription right now for 1 month, and you won't have access to the Telegram group with a free subscription, but you might want to do that before the end of this week, because there might be a surprise for you. So go ahead and do that. Subscribe anyways, right? And you might get pleasantly surprised. So, all right. With that said, let's head over to the news for today. Starting off with MasterCard survey offers tentative encouragement for crypto adoption. Payments, the payment giant polled 15,000 consumers, over 15,000 consumers in 18 countries, and 40% said they plan to use cryptocurrency next year. There you go. It's huge. It's coming. The waves of people that's coming in to cryptocurrencies is going to be epic, right? Epic. Absolutely unbelievable, thanks to the Federal Reserve, ECB, and all the central banks around the world. Thank you very much. You are just printing money right into my hands. Next, we have what's it called? Ethereum's HODL matrix here on Glassnode. We can see that smart contracts hold 22.8% of the Ethereum supply. Just locked up, right? Not coming out, not playing with anybody, right? Not joining the rest of the kids here, right? Well, on the trading pit, right? And only 12% of the Ethereum supply is on exchanges, right? Playing with the kids. Yeah, this is unbelievable, right? We're gonna see, right, more pumpage, right? Because this is so bullish for Ethereum. And, eventually Bitcoin will get its turn, but, it'll get its turn, don't worry. Because that's the core, right? But for now, it's the limelight's in the alt and Ethereum. Let's take a look at the dominance. Is the dominance continuing to fall? Yes, it is. Let's go to daily. Again, dominance is just collapsing. Kaboosh! Absolutely, like this came like absolutely like I predicted, exactly as I predicted. Oh my gosh. Okay. Breaking. World's leading auction and real estate firm Sotheby's to start accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum via Coinbase. I had a nice discussion with Lee, right? One of my administrators in the group. You have to check out, once you're in the group, right? Lee is the guy who does trades and puts out news articles. He's excellent. He's hard worker. He's really doing a great job for us, and I'm glad to have him on board, right? And yeah, so he's really into crypto and really excited about what's going on, and helping me share this information with you guys. And yeah, we talked about this for a while, and yeah, with the wealthy being able to buy. Imagine, it's really hard as a wealthy person, because I know firsthand how hard it is to buy property, right? Every single person and their mother wants to know where you got the money, right? Every step of the way. And sometimes what annoys me is that the same person you just finished explaining it to asks you again and again and again where you got the money. And you want to strangle them, right? So it's annoying, and now all that will be going away. Do you think those wealthy people are going to go, yeah, I want to buy, a $10 million house, and I want them to, constantly ask me where the funds come from, right? Yeah, I like that. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah, right. So yeah, that's going to be thanks to Sotheby's. They're going to make that a lot easier and smooth, and also anonymous, because now they can because it's usually harder to track down, right? Because when you're moving that kind of cash, right, somebody at the bank is going to know it's yours and what you're doing with it, right? And they're going to broadcast that to the world, right? Now nobody needs to know that you're buying an XYZ mansion or XYZ yacht, right? You can do it with some sort of an anonymity. That's the beauty of this. All right, heading over to Multicoin Capital announces new $100 million fund to invest in the DeFi, NFT, and other projects. This is just another popcorn in the popper. Boop, boop. You're just hearing it one after a time. We'll wait until they come, right? All like, man, it's going to be epic. Oh my God! Yes, that's coming. That's coming. All right, Ethereum throughput skyrockets after gas limit adjustments. Yeah, Ethereum had a recent upgrade, right? And yeah, now we're seeing the fruits of that labor as the Ethereum blockchain hits a record 16.5 transactions per second, right? On-chain metrics Ethereum networks have been extremely bullish recently. Several indicators have revealed that transactions and throughput are all at all-time high. Yep. So yeah, this is awesome for Ethereum, and now that will continue to increase and continue to move forward as they add more features such as EIP 1559 and so forth to help reduce the gas fees. So yeah, good on them. This is going to be a big thing and in the future for for basically smart contracts, Ethereum tokens, everything will benefit from this. This is the big thing, right? Remember the .com bubble, right? I think this is the bubble to end. This is going to be the bubble to end all bubbles, right? And I'm going to talk about that, right, in a moment, right? Because we're only seeing the scratching of the surface as this crypto broker Flow, okay, plan to IPO, oversubscribed by 1,240%. Now, this is early in the game here. We're going to see more of this. We're going to see more bigger news like this. And it's going to be an absolute amazing thing as all of these corporations and stuff like that start, because all this money wants to come into crypto. And it's just going to come in like crazy. And why is it going to be a paradigm shift? Why? Bitcoin's objective is to become all the money in the world. That's a paradigm shift. That's a paradigm shift of epic proportions. We've always used gold. We've always used paper. We've always used our bank accounts as money. And it was controlled, censored, and managed by central authorities. All of a sudden, that's all going to go away. 50% of all transactions on the world are going to go through a cryptocurrency. Think about that for a second. Don't tell me that's not a paradigm shift. That's an absolute paradigm shift, which I remember back when it was $1, everybody laughing at me. Laughing. That I was saying, this is going to change the world. This is world changing, absolute, real, because it's going to be the money. And I was laughed at. I was humiliated. I had YouTube videos making fun of me over and over again, non-stop. I wish I had some of them, because it was like, they'd be classic, like, they'd be NFT'd, man. I'd be NFT with those ones. Because they were good, right? And they all took them down. All disappeared. If they want to sell, if anybody who's from that era, like Stellar Concepts, you got some of that video. I know you made a whole lot of them. If you're watching, give me some of those videos, man. I'm going to NFT them and we'll split the proceeds. Yeah, because we're here. We're at the cusp of the biggest paradigm shift in the history of man, because now we're going to have fair and honest money. Money that when you save it, right, you're going to see improvement in your life in the future, right? Think about it for a second. Actually, your labor value goes down as human innovation increases. So anything you work for today, right? Anything you earn today has more. So all the money that you receive from your work today, right now, has more value tomorrow than it has today. So when you convert that work energy to a currency, right? You better make damn sure that currency will increase in value, right? Along with the value of that work. So that work or does not decrease in value, at least, or stay the same, right? So that you can actually benefit in the future. And because of that, because of human labor going lower in value, that means even if the money just stays, the value of that money stays constant, right? Your labor that you worked on in the past is worth more in the future. So imagine if you have a currency that also goes up in value. Yeah. You're starting to see it, right? I hope you are. Okay? If you're not, you need to just buy Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin's real, Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it.